Hi Flosstube, welcome back to Dawson Stitchery. My name is Bridget and you have found my Flosstube channel where we share, or I share my cross stitch, knitting, crochet, any other crafts that I get up to. So as you can see, today is going to be the mid-year WIP parade. I will let you know I was kind of like on the fence about doing this, but I decided to go ahead and do it. Like, I figured I'd like to go through my projects anyway, just to see what I have left. I know I've finished quite a few projects so far this year because I do tend to work on a lot of smalls because it is easier for me because I have 2 small children. So just small projects are kind of fitting the bill right now, but and let me just real quick introduce myself in case you are new here, because I know sometimes WIP parades can bring some new people in. So like I said, my name is Bridget. I am 34 years old and I live in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia. I have 2 boys and a husband, and so I have been cross-stitching for quite a while. A family friend actually taught me how to cross-stitch probably when I was in maybe elementary school or middle school. So I've been doing it off and on, and of course, like when 2020 hit, I got into watching Flosstube a lot, and then, you know, a year or so later I started really getting back into cross-stitch because I was like a lot of people, like all you find really readily available in the stores is like the dimensions kits and things like that. So I didn't realize there was this whole realm of like designers and, you know, just specialty threads, fabric, all that stuff. Like, is so fun to get into. So that is it. I think we can go ahead and get into the WIP parade. I will let you know I'm kind of really, like I said, I wasn't expecting to do this, so I am kind of really very unprepared. I mean, that's kind of like me anyway. I'm not really ever really prepared. I just jump right in and get it done and hope for the best. So, let's see here. I do have 2 projects that I do not have with me currently. One is at work. I keep work, so I'll go ahead and pop in a picture. This is, I believe, a Bank Creek free pattern that I found. I was just searching, you know, around. Sometimes if you look on designers' websites, you can find free patterns and things. So as you can see, this pattern, it says Joy. And I am stitching it on, I believe it's either 25 or 28 count Lugana, and stitching with stash threads because I know I was missing one, so I just pulled something else from stash that I thought was close. And then this next piece that I'm working on is in another state. It is down in Tennessee because we were visiting my husband's friend and I accidentally forgot my cross stitch at their house and came all the way back home. I was like, where's my project? I can't find it. And lo and behold, he sent a picture of it and was like, is this yours? I was like, yes. So he's so gracious to send that to me when he gets the chance. So and this project is Hello Autumn by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I'm stitching it on 32 count Belfast linen. I believe it's just like a cream color, and then stitching the called, I think I had all the called for DMC. I know I'm stitching it with the DMC, but yeah, those are those 2 missing in action projects. They're not really missing, but the work one, of course, I work on it on my lunch break when I have time or not doing other projects and things. So let's get into the WIPs I actually have with me. So this first one, I know I have not touched at all this year so far. Probably gonna say every project I want to get back to it, but it's a big one, so that's why it hasn't really been touched. You know, big projects, it's kind of like a whole process. So here is the pattern. I have seen this finished before. Madison from Unfinished Stitches, she has finished it, and she showed it, and it is really, really pretty. This is just sad start, because last year for 2025 I've started 25 projects, and so this was a product of that adventure. There we go. As you can see, I did a middle start. I'm just using this was a kit, forgot to mention. I'm sure you can see. Got it at Hobby Lobby, and so I'm just using the kit fabric, which it is as Zweigart, and the threads that it came with as well. So like I said, I'd like to get back to this one, but it's just, I don't think big projects are in the cards right now, unfortunately. Next project, and I'm going to try to move fairly quickly. If I miss saying something you want to know, like the fabric or floss that I'm using, just let me know and I'll try to get back with you. So this next one, it was a free pattern from Hello from Liz Matthews website. It says Merry Christmas. And this was my first attempt at stitching on 40 count, which I found that I like. It's really nice. I just thought, you know, free pattern, and then I got this little cut off of 123 Stitch for, I mean, fairly reasonable. I thought it was $4 or $5 for this little cut. And so yeah, I'm having fun with this one. I just, you know, never stitch on 40 count, so I wanted to try a small-ish project. And with only one color, not a lot of color changes, you know, it's a monochromatic piece. No, this, I mean, I'm sure, I don't think this is a WIP, I think this is a trying to get kitted up. That's not a WIP. Like I said, I'm not very prepared. And this next one is from the Nashville Needlework Market Cookbook. I have a hanging thread on here. I was working on it the other day. This is a design by Cherry, Colorado cross stitcher, and it is called, what is this called? Mushroom Village. I thought this was a sweet little pattern, and they finished it into a little heart ornament. I thought that was really cute. I'll try to get it closer. So yeah, and then here is my progress. So I touched it once so far this year. Oh, and the last, the Hello from Liz Matthews one, I haven't touched it yet. I might have put in like a few stitches, but I haven't really touched it that much, I don't think. Okay. This next one should be finished by now. I don't know why it's not finished. This is a vintage pattern that I have. Okay. Sorry, I had to pause there, and I forgot to mention we do have our air conditioners running, so I'm sorry if that bothers you, but we have a heat wave this week, so what are you gonna do? But anyway, let's get back to it. So I am stitching this one, and the Bah Humbug, my husband chose that one, so I'll probably try to finish this in July, for Christmas in July, because it will fit with our sale that me and Lizzie from Lizzie's Purple Cloud are doing. We're doing a vintage bauble sale. That's what we're calling it. So if you're interested in doing a vintage ornament sale with us, feel free to join us. But so I'll probably try to get a finish on this. So that's what I have so far, and I think I stopped because I realized I made a mistake. If you can tell, like, it's like 2 stitches over. I'm not sure where or how I made the mistake. I don't know if I made the M too big or what's going on, but either way, I'm gonna finish it the way it is. Like, I just don't have time to frog. I'd rather just fudge and move on. Anybody else like that? And it kind of fits with the theme since it's for my husband. It's on theme for him. Okay, this next one I have had a little bit of progress on. I believe I finished this base and I started the orange, but get a second, getting ahead of myself. This is a Shannon Christine Designs small pumpkin mug. I got this free off her Facebook. Every now and then she puts little freebies up on her Facebook page. So there's that. And I am stitching this on a 28 count Monaco with the called for or close to called for DMC threads. Anybody else feeling the summer ween? I know people are saying they're itching to stitch fall. If fall is your favorite, are you itching to stitch it? Okay, this next one I have worked a little bit on. I need to get back to it. It is a bigger project though, again, so I know how those are going for me lately. Let me show you the pattern first. So I am stitching this Mickey Mouse pattern. I was stitching it for my 3-year-old. I think I'm gonna finish it, but like there for a while, of course he got into Mickey Mouse and now he's kind of like out of it, but I still think it'd be a fun stitch and to have in his room one day. And it is just on 14 count Ada that I had in stash, and I have the called for DMC threads for this one. And so as you can see, I was working on Goofy's face right there, and then there's Pluto's ears, and that's Mickey's eyes and nose right there. So it's a fun one. A lot of like block stitching, which is nice to have every once in a while. This next one I don't think I've touched so far this year. It's not a big, I mean it kind of is, but it's not too big. I got this for free off the Fat Quarter Shop website. It's probably still up, but I haven't checked in a while. But they have some nice little freebies on their website. But this is Christmas time. It was a mystery stitch along, just Christmas time sale. That's what they called it. So show you what I have so far, even though I haven't touched it this year so far, I don't think. It's a sad start. There it is. I did a center start. I believe I have all the called for DMC threads, and this is on 28 count Monaco. Okay, this next one I should work on in July. I'm planning to work on, of course, the vintage ornaments And then of course I need to work on some patriotic because, hello, July 4th, 250 year anniversary for the United States. Oh, I always get ahead of myself. I need to show you the pattern, that way you know what it's supposed to look like. So here it is. Sorry, I'm starting to think I stitched the blue in the flag incorrectly, but as you can see, it's more of a navy in the picture. But here it is, American Sampler House by Annie B's Folk Art. So you can see, like, in my flag, it's more the pale blue. I don't know how else to call it. I am stitching this on 28 count. I think it was a 28 count Lugana from Hobby Lobby that I got on clearance. So. This one's a really fun stitch. I did see not too long ago Jen from Too Tall Stitchers, she finished this. I'm not sure if she's fully finished it yet, but I know she did have it finished for this piece. And she did a really nice job on hers. And her and her mom, the Too Tall Stitchers, they're doing like a patriotic sal for July, which hopefully I'm intending to participate, but what is going on here? Okay, this next one is a big project. I have not touched it this year. I don't even know if I touched it last year. I know I started this for my birthday in 2022, so it's been definitely a work in progress. And I don't have the pattern because it's a bigger booklet, and I did photocopies of it so that way I could mark up the copy. I will put a picture of the pattern, what it's supposed to look like. So as you can see, it is Little Women by, what is his name? Like I said, I'm so prepared. Anyway, here's a picture of it. I chose to stitch this on a 32 count Belfast linen. I think it's just like a cream color. But here is what I have. It's a big one. As you can see, I'm pretty sure I finished up the wreath. I think, you know, at least, you know, all the frame, the wreath around them, and I started on one of the girls' dresses. And I can't remember what's down here, it's been so long, but it's a really beautiful piece. I've seen it, if you want to see it finished, typically the Crazy Sock Lady, she has this finished in frame behind her in her podcast videos. But yeah, I'd really like to get back to this one. I'm just looking at my stitches, like, looks good. So, get back to it one day. I don't think it's going to be today or tomorrow, but it'll be one day. And I am stitching it with a called for DMC threads. I think he gives you the anchor as well. This next one, I only have a photocopy again, but at least I can show you a black and white picture. So this is Barbara Anna Designs, Christmas Joy. So here's that. And it called for like a more cream color for the fabric, but I was a copycat and I copied Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. She stitched this on a 36 count agave, and I thought it was really pretty and it made the white really pop because there's a lot of white in this. I'm contemplating on, I'm not a fan of this like variegated DMC floss. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty, but not for this piece. So I'm thinking of switching to like a fancy floss red, I don't know, Classic Colorworks, Weeks, Dyeworks, whatever, and just a plain red, because wasn't a fan of like the orange and pinks and things, but so I'm thinking I'll go ahead and, you know, get a lot of the other pieces completed, and then I'll go back to the drawing board on that. But this is stitched on 36 count agave, like I said. I got this as it was all kitted up except the fabric from Mercari, so got it secondhand. So that was nice. And I am stitching that 1/2. Okay, this next one is a big one. I feel kind of bad I haven't touched it a lot because I spent the money and got Picture This plus Mercari. And I think just that, you probably know what it is, but I'll show you. So this is the Halloween Quaker. Get a closer look. And so I am stitching it with a called for fabric, floss, everything. So yeah, this is sad. There it is. Look how much I've done. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that. Again, I'd like to get back to this pattern, but it's big. I need good light because it's kind of a darker fabric. I need to not get up and down a million times a day with two little ones. So it'll get finished one day. This next one here is a kit that I got from, I think, one of those like top shelf stores. It's like a Five Below / dollar, upscale Dollar General, I don't know, whatever you call it, but it's a Bucilla kit. My first stitch, it's the greenhouse. Here it is. And what drew me to this was on the back you can see it comes with a frame. So that's kind of like what sold me on it. You know, because usually I don't really buy these type of kits anymore, but at least like the modern ones. But there's the frame. So I thought that was really neat, and I thought it'd be fun to like hang in my office or something at work. So, and I am just using the provided fabric and floss with that. This will probably be my next work stitch because it'd be really easy to work on during my lunch breaks. And this next one, it was a free pattern. Yes, I'm having stuff fall over there. From Erin Elizabeth Designs. Her patterns are really, really cute. I need to buy some of hers because she has some great patterns. She's got, the last I checked, she has like 4 or 5 free patterns. This is one of them, just called Snowman Freebie. I am stitching this on a 32 count. I can't remember what it was called, but it's Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. if you need to know, just comment and I will check my records, my cross stitch records. So as you can see, I've just done a little bit of a scarf. Need to get back to this one. It's a fun little stitch, and I really like this fabric. And I am stitching it with the DMC. Because she gives you the DMC and I don't know what other floss that is. It gives you the names of the flosses, but I'm not seeing the manufacturer of the flosses, who it is. So. Oh, she even gives you how many stitches you do of each floss. I didn't realize that. It's kind of unique, especially for a free pattern, to go all the trouble of doing that. Alright, I just have a few more, and I will also talk about plans in this video. Okay. More than a few more, I got 4 more it looks like. This is another one I need to work on in July. It's a patriotic stitch, 4th of July round Primrose Cottage stitches. This one's really cute. I actually found, let me go ahead and show you what I have so far, but that's what I have so far. I'm stitching this on a 32 count vintage country mocha, and of course they give you, so in their chart they give you the Valdani threads. I think that's a silk. I might be wrong, I've never stitched with Valdani, but they also give you the DMC conversion as well. But I actually found these at the thrift store in a big, huge bag full of DMC for only like $4 or $5. No, it was $6, and I was like, oh, they had the Weeks Dye Works priced at $2 a piece. I pretty much paid for this Weeks Dye Works and got the rest of the DMC free. Is that girl math or cross stitch math? So I had these in my stash already, so what I'm stitching with is Garnet, it's the red, the blue is Americana. I don't even know if this is a good picture of those flosses, but there you go. And whitewash. So yeah, I really need to get back to this and stitch it in July. So oh, and I forgot to mention, I got this pattern for free as well. If you like Primrose Cottage Stitches patterns, definitely sign up for their newsletter. They give out they send out a free pattern once a month. I think they do the same thing with quilt patterns too, but I don't do a lot of quilting these days. But when I get back into quilting, maybe I'll sign up for their newsletter. Just think that's really generous of them. And then let's see here, let's do this one. I won't be doing this one in July, thankfully. I've got enough things to do in July. But it's a vintage Christmas piece. There goes my robot vacuum. Okay. This is so funny. So I have 2 different copies of the same pattern. I went in detail in my first WIP parade, and I was just like amazed, like it's 2 the same pattern but different. I think it's different. No, it's the same company. but show you my progress. It's called the Christmas tree, stitching on 14 count. That's right, it's a 14 count, but it's a modeled fabric from Hobby Lobby that I found. I don't think you can really tell, in person it's kind of hard to tell as well, but this one I'm stitching with 3 strands over 1/8 square. And this is how it's turning out. I wanted 3 strands because I really wanted, you know, just really full coverage. I thought that would look really nice. So there it is so far. So that's a fun little stitch. And again, it's kind of a bigger, it's not really a big piece, but just a lot of color changes and things. Okay, 2 more projects. Stitching this on 28 count Monaco with the called for DMC. Okay, I can't share this pattern. I can't even put up a picture of it because it is the pattern, and that's all there is to it. It is from Pinker and Pumpkin. I think I learned about that it's like a website or blog or something. Lizzie from Lizzie's Purple Cloud, she has some videos where she shares where to find free cross stitch patterns like seasonally. And so, but I will show you my conversion because like I said, it's just a pattern. Like they didn't give you really, they let you be the color designer, I guess. So that's what I chose. If that makes sense. I'm reading my notes now. I'm like, what? If you have any questions, let me know. Here's what I have. I will describe to you, it's just the alphabet and 3 pumpkins. As you can see, I have the tops of 2, and there's a 3rd one over here. So yeah, plan to stitch this into like, or fully finish this into like a little decorative pillow or something. I think that would be cute. And so yeah, it's fun. It was kind of fun like choosing my own colors. I thought that was really different. Had some creative liberty. Okay, here's another big one. It's a kit. It's a Luca S kit. I was watching the Seattle Stitcher. She was getting into kits and there for a while, and I was like, I want a kit. So I think my husband got this off of Amazon for me. So here it is. These are really nice kits. I'd compare them to Dimensions. This is the first one I've ever, no, I take that back. No, that was a different kit, never mind. So yeah, you know, it comes with the fabric and all the floss. I like how they put the floss on these cards. I think that's really nice. Where, I don't know if you remember back in the day, Dimensions, like they just knotted it all up together and said good luck, like figure out which color is which. And so I think this is the top. I'm assuming this is the top. But there she is. I loved like the pretty colors in this one. Like that's, I think, what drew me in. And I love butterflies. So there's a butterfly and flowers. It's just so pretty. And that is the last WIP. So, did anybody keep count for me? let me pause this real quick and let me go count, see how many projects I have. I know at the beginning of the year I was at 21, I believe. Be right back. Okay, so I counted them all up. I have 19 WIPs, counting the ones that are MIA. So yeah, I was thinking starting off with 21. I guess I've had a lot of starts, maybe. I don't know. I know of one. Oh well. So let's go ahead and get into plans. So like I said, in July, Lizzie's Purple Cloud and I are doing the vintage bauble sale. So we stitch a vintage ornament piece, and it's very loose, like start whenever you want, finish whenever you want. You can finish in July or you can finish in July next year. Just use the hashtag vintage bauble sale and maybe even tag us. That way we can see that you're participating. We'd love to see people stitching along with us. So I know I probably have some people that watch that don't cross stitch. So a SAL stands for stitch along, and so people that create the stitch alongs, they can make the rules as loose or as tight as they want. So yeah, usually it's pretty relaxed though, like stitch when you want, finish if you can. No rules really, just having fun, and you know, it's fun to stitch like a theme. So if vintage is what you like, I hope you stitch along with us. So let's go ahead and show you my starts for that. I've shown this several times this year. I can't remember when I got this, but I got it off of Whatnot. My friend Thrift, her Facebook name is Thrifter Brooke on Facebook, but on Whatnot her name is the Thrifted Clover, and she got this and I won it off her Whatnot. It was a very reasonable price. Like, I was like, I gotta have that, it's a Christmas goose. And I think when I was saying like I can't wait to start this, and Lizzie reached out to me. It was like, you want to do a SAL? I was like, of course, yes. Count me in. So definitely gonna start this tomorrow. I've been itching to start this. I think I'm gonna bring it to work and stitch it on my lunch break. I don't think I said today is Tuesday night. I don't know why I'm making a Flosstube on Tuesday night, but like I said, I was not planning on doing a WIP parade, but here we are. And then I wanted to stitch 2 other ornaments. I stitched a ornament for my boys each Christmas, and so far my 3-year-old, he has 3 ornaments, and my 8-month-old, he has 1 ornament. So this one is going to be for the 8-month-old. It's a little teddy bear. I know this isn't originally an ornament. This is a kit to make like a little greeting card, but I think I'd rather have an ornament than a card. Like, I know, some people do appreciate my crafts and handmade items, but there are people that don't really like it. So yeah, I'm gonna stitch it for me, for my boys. So, and we will enjoy it. So I'm gonna make it into an ornament for him. And then for my 3-year-old, I picked out the snowman, because there was a cat and it was really cute, but I already stitched him a cat a previous year, so I just picked the snowman. Thought he was cute. So And my 3-year-old, he's kind of into snowmen recently, so I know it's like middle of summer, but yeah, so that is all the vintage ornament stitches that I'm thinking about. Along with those, I'm gonna do the Bah Humbug ornament for my husband because it is vintage, so I'm gonna have 4 vintage stitches going on next month. Yeah, today is June 30th. And along with those, I want to do patriotic because I just feel like, you know, it's 250th year anniversary. Like, I need to do some patriotic. So I'm sure if you follow along, you've seen that I picked up a Worthy Patriot by Plum Street Samplers. And so I'm going to start this on July 4th. I'm not sure that I'll get a lot of progress. I'm even still kind of on the fence about the fabric that I chose. But a start is a start, and if I change my mind because I don't like the fabric, at least I'll know then. You know, if you don't start, you'll never finish. So here's a look at some of the threads. I think I still need to get some of the DMC threads together, but I really like this one blue. Which one is it? It's the Classic Colorworks Rain Shower. It's a nice blue. It's kind of like my shirt. So there's that, and then I picked so the called for fabric is a 36 count, and so I picked a 36 count Picture This Plus sand. I'm just not too sure about this. Should I just trust the process, or I don't know if it's just like in this light, like this fabric looks green. I don't know, but then in the camera it looks like sand color. I don't know, maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. Either way, it is a beautiful fabric, and I'll save it for something else. But yeah, the shop that I went to, they just didn't have the called for, which, you know, they can't have every single fabric ever, because that'd be a full shop full of just fabric. We can't have that. The called for is a Cedar River Linens 36 count coffee stain. It's like the name coffee stain. I'm like, man, I want that linen, like, because I love coffee. Is that weird? So that's all I had to share today. I know this probably is a longer video, but I hope you had fun. I know I had fun going through all my projects. Hope you stuck around. If you stuck around, think of an emoji to leave behind. Leave behind the like laughing emoji with like a little sweat dripping from it. That's my favorite emoji to use. I'll leave a picture of it right here, but yeah, so let me know, what are your plans for July? I know a lot of people are stitching Christmas, patriotic, like me. What are your plans? Are you stitching more summer themed, or stitching something for your birthday? I know some people are doing that, so let me know, and let me know that you stopped by. My last video, somebody was commenting on all my videos saying they were binge watching them because they like watching me, and that really meant a lot to me. Like, I was like, oh, somebody likes me enough to continue watching all of them. How many hours of entertainment did I give them? But anyway, I hope y'all have a great day, or great night, great morning, whenever you are watching this, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.